Welcome back, trainers. So we have a new event in which we're going to be going over all the information that you need to know about this. So this is going to be the evolutionary event, but there is just one evolution item that's missing. Can you guess which one that is? So I'm not too sure exactly if they're going to include the Unova Stone, but we'll just have to wait and see. But seeing that you can get them from the rocket leaders, I'm pretty sure a few of us out there are looking pretty good on those. So we'll be going over all of the Pokemon that do take the evolution items here in just a moment. So the Burmy family is going to be introduced shiny. The shinies are going to be at the bottom, and then the regular ones are going to be at the top. There's not much difference. You can see the black on them goes to like a darker blue, like a navy color. Otherwise, there's really no change whatsoever. Take a look at these magnificent specimens here. There's actually going to be only one change to these evolutions regarding their shiny, and that is going to be Mothim at the end here. So it does go from that orange to that yellow, and let's go ahead and freeze it here so you can just take a look at that. I've still yet to make one of these, so maybe I'll just do that when I find my shiny if I'm actually able to, because unfortunately I was not able to find myself a Tentacool during that event in which I wanted one so bad. But there you have the shinies regarding the evolution. Now let's go ahead and go over the information here. This image is going to be made by Couple of Gaming, link in the description to their Twitter. So increased spawns in the wild are going to include Onix, Eevee, Roserade, and the Burmy family. Now, something that you should be looking out for is going to be those Eevees. Seeing that we're going to have the community day in December, which is going to be revolving around every single Pokemon that we've ever had. If you're looking for a good PvP IV Eevee and possibly maybe even shiny, then you're definitely going to be wanting to tap on all of those Eevees. And then taking a look at the Pokemon that are going to be in the raids, we have Lickitung, Scyther, Togetic, and then Ralts. And then for the 2-kilometer eggs, you're going to see increased Pokemon for Tyrogue, Feebas, Burmy family, and Happiny, as if we needed more of those Happinies. And then you are going to be able to get those evolution items from special field research tasks, like I went over already. Not too sure if they're going to be including Unova Stones, probably not, seeing that they're so new. But we'll just have to wait and see. And then we're going to have 1 hour lure modules. That's going to include all of them, times 2 XP for evolving, and then the evolution items from raids as well, and then that new shiny family here. Now regarding the Tyrogue, if you're still a little confused, it really depends on the IVs and which evolution you're going to get. So if you have max attack, you'll go into Hitmonlee, max HP, you'll go into Hitmontop, and then defense, Hitmonchan. If they're tied for a specific IV, then it's going to be random. And if you have 100, well, also going to be random. Now we're going to go over Pokemon that do spawn off the lure modules and which ones you may want to be using. Regarding the times 2 XP when evolving Pokemon, you're going to probably want to have a Lucky Egg on while doing this, and then do Mass Evolves, in which you're going to get a ton of XP if you're looking for that. And then taking a look at the lure modules, this was made back in the summer, so you know you don't have your Gen 5 Pokemon, but let's just go ahead and look here for the Glacial Lures. We're going to be going for shiny Pokemon specifically, so let's see what we have. You have that Sneasel possibly, the Seal, the Cloyster, Magikarp, Swinub, Wailmer, Snorunt, and Clamperl. So that's quite a bit of shiny possibilities. I think the highest one that you'd want is going to be the Sneasel. Then going on the Mossy Lure, you have the possibility for the Oddish, then the Scyther, the Yanma, the Shuckle, the Roserade, and that's going to be it. And then for the Magnetic Lure, the shiny possibilities you do have are going to be Magnemite, Onix, Mareep, Skarmy, that's a big one there, Electrike, and Beldum. So I think personally for myself, I'm going to be dropping the Magnetic Lures in search of that shiny Skarmory. I do have one, but I want another one. That'd be great, of course, because I did get mine through a trade. And then the Electrike is going to be neat. Now this is going to be very interesting. This is going to be regarding a raid period on December 7th from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. your local time, in which you're going to be able to encounter these Pokemon here. So you're going to have the Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle in the 1-star raids, in which they can be shiny. 2-star raids, you're going to have Ivysaur, Charmeleon, and Wartortle. Same, you can encounter those shiny in the cat screen. And then check this out, folks. You have tier 4 raids with Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, in which they can be shiny in the cat screen. Now, this all sounds good and dandy, but we have the community day around the corner, and they cannot have their community day moves when you do catch them. So, is it going to be within your best interest to go for those tier 4 raids? I mean, if you want to, try to do some sort of challenge, but I highly recommend you're going to want to go for those tier 1 and tier 2 raids. So come December Community Day, you can evolve them to receive that special Community Day move. Otherwise, going for those tier 4s, you're mostly going to be looking for items, so it's not all bad. You can get those rare candies and whatever else you need from them, but I'm going to recommend tier 1 and tier 2 raids during that time period in which they're going to be showing up in the raids. Now, taking a look at all the Pokemon that can evolve using an evolution item, starting off with the Gloom here. The item is going to be the Sunstone, and that is going to be going into Blossom. Blossom is okay. This Gloom I do have here is going to be 100 when I do purify it. I don't think I'm going to do so. I'm going to just keep it like this probably. And then of course Vileplume isn't going to take any sort of item, just candies. And then looking at Slowpoke, evolving into Slowking, that's going to take the King's Rock. I mean, it's an okay Pokemon. I really enjoy this one. So if you need it, go for it. And of course the Onix into Steelix is going to take the Metal Coat. So if you do need that, Steelix is going to be fantastic for PvP. And I do have a 100, not too sure what I want to do with it, as well as a couple of those shinies. Lickitung into Lickalick. I mean, it's a dex filler for now, unless it does receive some sort of crazy new move combo in the future. So take note of that. It's nothing too spectacular. And then you have right on here, literally the first Pokemon design ever. So I do have quite a few good ones, and I'm holding on to these because I have a feeling that it's going to receive a Community Day in the future, and I simply don't need any more of them. But if you do need a good Rhyperior, it is going to be fantastic to go up against the Rocket Leaders and or some of the Rocket Grunts. Rhyperior is a fantastic Pokemon. And then looking at Tangela going into Tangrowth here, nothing really too spectacular yet again. If you're looking for PvP, you might as well just keep it at Tangela, to be honest. And then looking at Seadra going into Kingdra, that is going to take the Dragon Scale. Kingdra is going to be fantastic currently for the Timeless Cup, so if you need one of those, maybe you want to make one. And then looking at Scyther going into Scizor, that is going to take the Metal Coat. Yet again, another fantastic Pokemon. Scizor is only going to have one weakness, and that is going to be to fire. Have quite a few of these shadows that I need to get rid of. I've been battling Arlo quite a bit. And then you have Electabuzz here. Now this is going to be a solid one to go for. The first one on the list that I'm going to say you have nothing to worry about for the future or shinies or anything like that. Just make sure you do this. As an Elect kid, purchase that secondary move because it will cost you 75,000 Stardust if you do evolve it into an Electabuzz and or Electivire if you're looking for a secondary move. Otherwise, you can go Thunder Shock and Wild Charge on your Electivire, and you'll be looking good. One of the best electric type attackers, so that one right there is something you're definitely going to want to focus on. As far as Magmar into Magmortar, nothing really too great going on here. If you still need one for the dex entry, go for it, but otherwise don't waste your Stardust in powering it up. Sure, it can find some good usability in PvP once in a while, but it's nothing on the top charts that you need to focus on. Porygon into Porygon 2. Now this is a weird one because it's going to take an evolution item for every stage, and I don't know if it was going to get a Community Day or not. I was contemplating it, but then again, you're going to have to use items to evolve each stage, and that's going to be very tedious for a Community Day. So Porygon Z, Final Evolution, do you want it? I mean, maybe you want a purified one so you can have a double charge move in PvP, but otherwise, yeah. Togetic into Togekiss. Togekiss is going to be a good Pokemon, especially up against fighting types. Fantastic. It has a shiny release. It has a great moveset. So if you need a couple of those good IV ones that you have already, and you just need some of those Sinnoh Stones, then, go for it. You do have Gardevoir outpacing it as a pure fairy type attacker, but Togekiss is still amazing. And then this one here is a definite dex filler. Personally, I mean, yeah, I don't need that. I don't really mind it whatsoever. Sunkern is going to take the Sunstone to Sunflora. So if you are looking to evolve maybe your shiny, hey, go for it. All right, now Yanma into Yanmega. Yanmega is going to be a magnificent Pokemon. The shiny has been released for Yanma. So going up against plants, psychic types, Yanmega is going to be a fantastic performer for sure, being that grass and flying, resisting grass quite a bit. Murkrow, let's take a look at that now. It's been released as a shiny. It will be outpacing Tyranitar as a pure dark type attacker, but its TDO is absolutely hideous compared to Tyranitar. So basically Tyranitar is better, but nonetheless, Murkrow, if you found a shiny during these past events and you're looking to evolve it, go for it. Although I don't think we're really too short on the Sinnoh Stones. I'm stacked up and I've thrown away probably over 50 of them. And then Misdreavus here. Now I do have several of these shinies. Mismagius is not going to be something, on the top charts. It could find some decent usability in PvP. But hey, there you go. Another one to the list that you may want to evolve during this event. Gligar into Gliscor. Now, this one as well has been released as a shiny. I've already evolved mine, unfortunately. But that doesn't really matter. I just wanted to display all the shinies here. It's going to be an interesting type when it does evolve. Well, when it's at this stage as well, it's going to be a flying in ground. Extremely weak to ice, but, you know, who knows? In PvP, decent, all right? I've used it when PvP first came out, and, you know, it's okay, just so long you don't run into ice types. But I have quite a few of those for some reason, and including a rank 10. Very nice. Sneasel is going to be another one that you're absolutely going to want to focus on. It is going to be a fantastic ice type attacker, as well as a great dark type attacker too. I do have a 100 that we're going to be taking a look at, and quite a few that I'm stacked up on here. Simply haven't done the evolutions because I do have Mamoswine, which is going to be outpacing it as a pure ice type attacker. As far as dark type attackers do go, I have the Tyranitar's, I have the Hydreigon, I have several others along the way, and I can TM the current Weavile that I do have. Pillow-Swine here will receive a community day come December, and it is going to get Ancient Power. So, you know, you don't really need to worry about this one too much. If you're looking for Ancient Power, that's going to be good in PvP, but otherwise, not really too amazing. You can just evolve it to get Avalanche. And then Porygon 2 here, to use the Sinnoh Stone to evolve into Porygon Z. Like we went over, you may want a Purified one, so you have a double charge move in PvP. Okay, moving on to Kirlia. Now it's going to evolve into Gallade with the Sinnoh Stone, and then Gardevoir simply is going to take Candies. Is this something you want to wait for Community Day to get Synchronoise? Not really. Psychic is going to outpace it in every way. It's weird. And then we have this lovely little flower here, Roserade into Roselia. This is another one you want to focus on. Fantastic as a pure poison type attacker and the best grass type attacker as well as poison. The thing is amazing. So you really can't go wrong by evolving these. And then you have Dusclops here that's going to be evolving into Dusknoir. This is, you know, Dusclops is going to be good in PvP. It was great in the last cup. I didn't really use it myself, but I did make one. Its evolution is really not going to do much for you. And then you have Panpour here. This is going to be Gen 5. And this is actually going to take the Unova Stone. So not too sure if they're going to be handing these out. I do have a 100. I was sitting here contemplating whether or not I wanted to evolve this right now. I really see no point in not doing it, but maybe we'll just save it for another time. Who knows? But currently right now, the Unova Stone is going to be best used on Litwicks. Yeah, that's right. To make that Chandelure, I do not currently have a Lampet, so we're just going to look at the Litwicks here. If you do, you know, possibly get a Unova Stone during this event, if they're handing them out, then hey, make yourself a Chandelure. Thing is fantastic. And then looking at Pokemon that can evolve off of lure modules, we do have the Magnezone from Magneton. This is going to be a decent, well, I wouldn't say a great electric type attacker, but although Electivire and Raikou are going to be outperforming it, as well as several other Gen 5 Pokemon down the line, legendary specifically, so don't make too many of them. It's still pretty neat to have on your team. Electric and Steel type. It's going to be extremely weak to ground. And then you have Leafeon. Now let's talk about this really quick before we end the video. We do have the Community Day in the future. Now if you're a PvPer looking to make some of these with the last resort on them, do you want to evolve them during this event? Well, if you're looking to go up against gyms and raids with one, go ahead and evolve one. A good IV one. But then save your other ones with possibly PvP IVs to evolve during the Community Day. That's the best thing you can do, because that secondary move is expensive. So if you want to make one to go up against raids and gyms, you want their typing attack. So Ice Shard and Avalanche, right, on this one specifically. You don't need Last Resort. But if you're a PvPer, you probably want Last Resort on one of these, as well as their same type attack there. So just take note of that. Don't go evolve crazy and evolve the ones that you're, you know, holding out for the Community Day, because those EVs are going to be a big hit in this December Community Day. And then finally, we do have Probopass evolving from Nosepass. Now, we've been over this regarding the Rocket Stops. It's going to be a great Pokemon to have. Even at this low level, it performs magnificently going up against Arlo. So if you can find a good one, then go ahead and do that and evolve this silly looking Pokemon. Otherwise, it's not really useful for raids or anything like that. Now, before we finally finish this video, let's take a look at my current evolution items. Now, I also throw a ton of them away all the time. I hold on to some of the upgrades because I was thinking maybe a Community Day for Porygon in the future, but no, I don't know about that. 5 Unova Stones, 56 Sinnoh Stones, throw those away all the time. So yeah, we'll see how this event goes. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.